Guys, just imagine, the whole world has been wiped out by a nuclear disaster. There's no one left, not a single person or child, except for one boy and 6 girls in Ireland who somehow survived. The future of humanity now rests on this one boy and those 6 girls. That's what we see in today's movie, After the Dark. Right at the start, we see James and Petra. As Petra leaves for her class, she tells James not to fall asleep again, or he'll be late. Then she walks away, probably. James had gone, so he fell asleep. And when he woke up, he saw that he was already late for class. He rushed and reached just in time. Their philosophy class was going on, and their professor was Jimmet. Today was the last class for all the students. Basically, it was time to check the practical side of everything they had learned this year. The professor said they would do an exercise to find out what they had actually learned. The students suggested different situations. Imagine this. There are 5 people tied to one train track and 1 person tied to the other. It's better to run the train towards the one person because it's fewer people getting hurt. Another person says, what if there's a situation where a very fat guy is standing on the track and you can push him onto the track to stop the train? That way, the train will derail and save the 5 people. Then a girl suggests a scenario where she's about to fall from a building, and to save herself, she contacted her friends, but the 3 of them wouldn't save her because if they tried, they'd fall off the building themselves. As the girl falls down the building, she blacks out. And when she wakes up, she realizes she can never trust those 3 friends. Other students suggest similar situations, but he wants to discuss something different. He says the Earth has been hit by an apocalypse, with nuclear bombs dropping everywhere, and the only way to survive is hiding in a bunker, which requires spending a whole year preparing. The motive isn't just to survive, but these kids will be the ones to carry the human race forward after a year. But the capacity is only for 10 people, and the problem is there are 21 people. Obviously, only a few can fit in the bunker, but because there won't be any food or oxygen for a year, some will have to sacrifice themselves. This whole exercise will be imaginary. They'll all be in classrooms, but the scene will play out in their minds. Let's use our imagination. Now we know there are only 21 people, but only 10 can live in the bunker. Who stays and who has to sacrifice themselves will be decided by their profession. The selection is based on the job listed. A person's profession will benefit the future. So those people are allowed to stay in the bunker, and the rest will stay outside. For example, James is a farmer who, after the apocalypse, will use his farming skills to increase food supply. Since Petra is an engineer and will be helpful in future, so it's important for her to survive. If someone is an electrician, they can help with electrical faults inside the building. But if someone is a fashion designer, a real estate agent, or from any profession that's not that useful, they'll get lower priority. A boy's profession is poet, then he gets immediately rejected and shoot. Jimmet says he won't go with us inside, so he will suffer outside from nuclear radiation anyway. So it's better to just let him go free now. Friends, let me tell you again, none of this is actually happening in real life. Actually, this is just a classroom discussion showing the scene with the timeline. Now everyone votes on who's eligible to stay in the bunker based on their profession and who's not. George is a doctor, so everyone votes for him. Chips is a carpenter who's also eligible to stay in the bunker. In the end, since Jimmet has a wild card, everyone votes in his favor because who knows, maybe he has some secret information that those people need. Now we have all the people who will be staying in the bunker until next year, and that's it. There are people outside who will be wiped out by a nuclear bomb. James says that before anything happens, we should stay alone for a while. He was spending time with Petra when they heard footsteps in the alley. They saw Jimmet had killed all the people who were outside in the alley. The rest of the people built a plane and got inside the bunker. And before Jimmet could reach, they shut the door because he was now a threat to them. After that, everyone spent a lot of time inside the bunker. One day, Petra go outside and see that Jimmet was burned because of nuclear radiation. He says that only he knows how to exit the bunker, and then he dies right there. When the others find out about this, one of them is about to open the door, but the rest stop him, saying that opening the door will kill them all because of the radiation. They all think maybe Jimmet was lying, so they decide not to open the door. After that, months pass, and Jimmet's body gradually starts to decompose over time. So finally, when a year passes, Earth had already recovered itself. But when all these people try to get out from the bunker, it asks for their passcodes, which means Jimmet was telling truth. Now these people are stuck inside, but they don't give up. They try to break the door in different ways. They fired bullets, but the door won't open. A few days later, some people lose their lives, and those who survive die because of lack of oxygen. After all this, we end up back to square one, like in class again. So why did it happen that only he had the exit code? Jimmet explains that his profession was in construction, and since he built it himself, he knew the exact code. He says that if we do this one more time, everything will stay the same, no changes. But the card you have, when you open it, has something specific written on it that will decide who goes in the bunker and who stays out for the next round. Like James's card, it shows he's a farmer, but also a gay, so he is eligible to go inside the bunker. But the Georgian card says that after some time, she'll get infected by a virus and won't survive long. That's why no one votes for her favor. Also, no one votes for a poet, an opera singer, or some artist-type people. Similarly, some people who were inside last time will now be outside. Now we're back in the situation where Jimmet cleverly takes the gun from inside and keeps it with him, then shoots the poet again. They end up divided in two groups. On one side, there are people who will go inside the bunker, and on the other side, those who will stay outside. Georgia asks for the car keys from Jimmet and tries to escape with the others, but they all get killed in a nuclear blast. Jimmet and the rest had already gone inside disguised. At night, Petra notices James isn't in his bed. While looking for him, she finds James being intimate with a guy named Jack because he was a gay. Petra tells everyone about this. Jimmet says that all those people should choose their partners so they can have kids. That's how the human species will continue. Everyone agrees on this. All the girls get close to their partners, but Petra is alone, so she's told to make Jimmet her partner. Petra agrees and she left with Jimmet. James gets jealous and tries to stop him, but he himself had been intimate with someone else. Days go by with everyone being intimate with their partners, but now no one is getting pregnant. So Jimmet makes a point that shocks everyone. He says that now every girl will be intimate with every other boy so that someone ends up pregnant. He claims that their first priority is to protect human species. Everyone was upset about this because they cared about their partners and didn't want them getting intimate with someone else. Banny, who's a soldier and has a sharp memory, tells Jimmet that she won't be intimate with anyone else, and if he tries to force her, she'll kill him. He takes the matter into his own hands and, gathering everyone, makes them leave the room. He aims his gun on Bonnie, but Jack, who was hiding inside, fights back. During the fight, he injures Jimmet. Then Jimmet comes and stands by the door. He sees that there was a bomb planted outside. He quickly puts in the passcode and opens the door, which suddenly causes an explosion. Everyone gets blown away, and then we find ourselves back in the classroom where everyone has already arrived because they had successfully completed the exercise. Jimmet says we should try again. We can do better. Then James tells Jimmet that when he gave everyone their first card, why was he coughing? Something felt off to James, so he checks the box and finds out that Jimmet tricked him and deliberately made him hold the farmer's card and the gay card. James doesn't like Jimmet and wanted to prove that he's a fool who doesn't understand anything. James tells everyone the harsh truth and says Jimmet cheated, so he wants to play another round, but the other students refuse. Petra is the smartest student in the class, and she says she wants to be in charge this time and decide who stays inside and who stays outside. All the students trust her, so they listen to her. We go back into the situation where everyone is on an island about to face a nuclear attack. Jimmet again hides the guns. We see Petra going near Jimmet and hugs him. This time, Petra sends the poet, opera singer inside pretending to be someone with no technical skills. Jimmet says her decision is wrong, like trying to put a patronic fashion designer inside, because a fashion designer understands clothes, and wearing the right clothes boosts self-esteem, which affects civilization. He made a group of about 10 people like this, including James but not Jimmet. Petra kept herself out of the bunker, but Jimmet wanted to get inside the bunker, so he got angry and was about to take out his gun, but Petra stole his gun while hugging him. Jimmet snatched the gun from Petra and was about to shoot, but James gave him an even bigger deal and told him to spare his life. Jimmet says that those people will definitely need a passcode which only he knows about, but Banny says she knows about the passcode because last time, when he applied for one, Bonnie saw her and, thanks to her sharp memory, remembered it. Hearing this, Jimmet leaves. After that, James tells Petra to come inside the bunker, but Peter refuses and says she's not going anywhere from here. Far away, there's an island. We're all going to head there by boat, but under the pretext of giving the boat key to Petra, he pulled Petra inside and sacrificed himself by going out of the bunker. Meanwhile, everyone head toward the island by the boat. Petra and the rest spend a really good time inside this time because everyone there was an artist. They were reading poetry, the poet was reciting his verses, and everyone was really happy. Days passed like this, and a whole year went by. But when he comes out, he sees that everything is just the same. There were no explosion in the past 1 year. Jimmet says that all those people will be killed quickly afterward because they don't have any technical skills to build something to get out of there, and they won't survive long on island either. But Petra thinks differently. She says she didn't decide with logic but followed his heart, thinking that as long as they're alive, They should spend their time happily. They'll even accept death happily. In the situation, we see a bomb falling on them. James accepted his death, and just as he was about to press the button, Jimmet arrives there carrying a gun. His hair grew long and messy, and there was only one bullet inside his gun. He was about to shoot James when everyone stepped in front to protect him and pressed the bomb button, causing an explosion. Meanwhile, Chips explained their situation from his side, saying they had reached the other island by boat. After that, somehow the boys died one by one, and he was the only kid left with the good girls, each of whom he had something with. He got a chance to get intimate during the day, and he would go one by one, getting close with different girls every day, taking the 7th day off to rest. That's how he managed his time. Hearing this, everyone started laughing. The class was already over, and Jimmet was done talking. Everyone submitted their notebooks and left. Wait, the twist isn't over yet. We see that after everyone left, Petra came to Jimmet. Petra was having an affair with Jimmet. That's why Jimmet feels jealous of James, because Petra loved James. Petra kisses him one last time and then leaves. We see Jimmet entering his room where a gun was kept. We hear a sound of gun firing. Actually, this was also a scene imagined by Jimmet, and some similar situations were shown. After this, the movie ends. Comment below and tell us how you liked the movie, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome explanations like this.